masasi kulubali masasi watonganji se maulade kulubali masasi wambenanji se maulade kulubali masasi jigi togo kulubami jigi seme kulubami ala kulubali masasi jigi togo kulubami jigi seme kulubami ala kulubali masasi kulubali masasi kulubali masasi kanu nyogo kulubami furu nyogo kulubami ala kulubali masasi kanu nyogo kulubami furu nyogo kulubami ala kulubali masasi kulubali masasi watonga jise na ulade kulubali masasi wambena jise na ulade kulubali masasi kulubina kulumadimi mongo bina kulumadimi ala kulubali masasi jigi tugo kulubami jigi seme kulubami ala kulubali masasi kulubali bitonsiu kulubali masasi niangala kulubali kulubali masasi kulubali masasi kulubali masasi kulubali masasi kulubali masasi
Welcome to Whoosh with Simon Le Bon and Katy Krassner on Duran Duran Radio. You just heard the magnificent Amadou and Mariam with Koulibaly. What do you reckon? I think it's a great way to start a radio show.
I love this track, and I loved finding out about the two of them. They're from Mali.
Yes.
And they both have vision loss. Amadou lost his vision at age 16, and Mariam became blind at age 5. And they met at Mali's Institute for the Young Blind. So right away, I love them, and I love their story.
Well, I just think the music is fantastic. And I mean, I've listened to the whole, a couple of albums by them now. And this one I just thought had so much energy and joy in it that it was a great way to start the session. I think they're fabulous. We're going to be playing quite a bit of African music today. There is an African vibe to the show.
Yeah.
And, well, we should...
I think
got
it's
any
perfect
news
for this week.
Yes.
Well, there's loads of news, but you know what I did want to say before we move on from Amadou and Mariam, that in 2012 they put out an album called Folila, which means music in the language Bambara. And easy for me to say. And they had several special guests, including Santa Gold, TV on the Radio, and Jake Shears from the Scissor Sisters.
Yes, I mean, they've become very popular. I know they were up for a Grammy. I don't know if they won or not, but I don't believe that.
Yep, they were, and I don't believe they won, but they're fantastic. And now there's someone new on my playlist.
Yeah, I mean, they're amazing. So everybody, check them out. Amadou and Mariam, they are fabulous. I'd like to also give a little info on last week's bonus track, which was chosen by Tallulah.
Yay!
Yeah, so the song was Human Fly, and it's by the Inimitable. That means you can't imitate them.
Right.
the inimitable Cramps, who have such a unique sound and style. Did you hear that motorcycle go past?
No.
No, I did. Tallulah, just to put that in perspective, Tallulah chose it because she felt that track really described her better than any other piece of music she knew. Well, what about that? I got 96 tears and 96 eyes.
That was her supervillain song, and I actually love it.
Yeah.
I hope that she hung up from last week's radio show and watched the video, because she said she was going to, and I believed her, and yes. I believe in her.
Yeah.
So our next track is, again, you surprise me every week with coming up with these artists that I have just never heard of. But our next track is by someone called Lady Donli. And I am going to bet you $1, Simon, or
yes.
maybe a pound.
Yeah. Yes.
If you can tell me where Lady Donli was born.
Well, I'm not sure I could tell you where she was England.
No. Cleveland.
America. Cleveland.
Ohio, yeah.
But she's become a massive star in Nigeria.
Correct. She moved there.
Yes. Now there's a special name for Nigerian music, isn't there? Which I've forgotten. I know.
Lagos.
Lagos. That's the name of their capital city, darling.
Oh.
Lagos, which they say.
Sorry, I don't know the name.
Anyway, don't worry about it.
Of it. Wait, maybe I do. You know, I like to do loads of research. I don't.
I'm sure it begins with an N, like Nollywood. You know, they make movies and they've got a place. They're called Nollywood movies.
I heard of Bollywood.
No, there's Hollywood, Bollywood, and for quite a long time now there has been Nollywood as well, because Nigeria is a big.
Oh my God, you're right! I just Googled it, thinking you were fibbing. Go,
typical.
Dude! And the name of their
genre
of music is Hausa, Igbo, or Yoruba, is the traditional types of Nigerian music. I'm not sure that's what we're looking for.
Well, I wouldn't presume to say that this falls into any of those categories.
Okay,
but but she's a fantastic artist. I love her voice, and it's not just her on this one either, is it? She's doing a little bit of a collaboration with one of her mates.
Yep, Katy Krassner.
That's right. Who does a very interesting bit of spoken word. Art,
absolutely,
aka rap.
So let's do it. Let's hear this.
Check it out. This is Lady Donli with Katy Krassner on Duran Duran Radio and their track Classic.
Classic, your girl and it's magic. If you want me now, I'ma give it, let you have it. Say you on fire with no matches. How our love is everlasting. I will never leave you, that's the last thing. Burn your ex, that's a past thing. My life has been a madness. Yeah, if a man chat, shit is automatic. No one in the corner go swagger like me. Niggas ain't styling like me. Yeah, cause my style is classic. You know it's somatic, full of cosmetic. Yeah.
Just like magic, I look at you, call you Mr. Fantastic. Classic,
This is Katy. You're listening to Whoosh on Duran Duran Radio with me and Simon, my fearless leader, who chooses all the tracks and chooses them well. That was Double Life by the Warlocks. Again, an artist I never heard of, but apparently they're LA's premier psych band.
They are definitely psych.
They are. And what I love about this album, and I haven't finished listening to the whole thing, It came out in April, is the album tells a single story of two star-crossed lovers who commit a bank heist together over the course of 10 tracks.
Is that a bit like Romeo and Clyde?
Yeah, exactly. Or, Romeo and Bonnie, maybe.
Well, you don't know.
No, that's true. You don't know.
You never know.
That's right. It could be Juliet and Bonnie.
Exactly.
But in any case, that was a great track. What made you pick it?
I came across it. I was just surfing the internet. I came across it, and I liked the sound of it so much. And then I listened to a lot more of their stuff. But I came back to this one. I thought, no, this is the one that really turned me on, and I really wanted to put it in the show. So I wish them well. Great to hear great music like that. Okay, I've got something serious to talk about now. Well, it's over a week now since we all watched in horror as a policeman in Minneapolis knelt on the neck of George Floyd and killed him. I am horrified by this. I can't believe that this sort of thing is still going on anywhere in the world, least of all in an intelligent, cultured, developed country like the United States of America. But it does, and it's not the only occasion. I can't ignore it. I do support the Black Lives Matter movement. I support Black Lives Matter UK. And I do hope that this movement that seems to be gathering steam works in a good way and is not hijacked by any extreme factions, whether they're left-wing factions or whether they're right-wing factions or anarchists or whatever. And this is about human beings being treated as human beings, regardless of what color they are. I know that in the UK, your chances of being arrested, stop search on the street are something like 3-4 times higher if you are a black person or an Asian or and what we call an BAME, that's black, Asian, minority, ethnic. If you're in that group, you have a much higher percentage, but particularly if you're black. This is about culture. This is about prejudice and long-standing prejudice that goes back many, many generations. And this is just the current phase in trying to straighten that all out. I'd like to dedicate the next track to the memory of George Floyd and in sympathy to his family. This is Saul Williams, an activist in him, an artistic activist. Saul Williams from, I believe it's New York State.
Yep.
With his amazing agit-prop track, List of Demands, Reparations.
I'm down here drowning in your fat. You got me on my knees praying for everything you lack. I ain't afraid of you. I'm just a victim of your fear. You cower in your tower praying that I'll disappear. I got another plan, one that requires me to stand on the stage or in the street. Don't need no microphone to beat. And if you hear this song, if you ain't dead, then sing
ecstasy suffering, echinacea buffering. We aim to remember what we choose to forget. God's just a baby, and her diaper is wet.
Call the police, I'm strapped to the teeth, and liable to disregard every belief. Calling the law, I'm fixing the draw. Alarm and what isn't seen to call up a brawl. Calling them now, cause it's about to go pow. I'm standing on the threshold of the ups and the downs. Call up a truce, because I'm about to break loose. We're taking that concern, I'm breaking out of my noose. I got a list of demands, written on the palm of my hands. I'm on this and you gon' know where I stand. We live in hand to mouth. They wanna be somebody, see somebody, try and free somebody. Got a list of demands, written on the palm of my hands. I'm on my list and you gon' know where I stand. We live in hand to mouth, hand to mouth. I got a list of demands, written on the palm of my hands. I'm on my list and you gon' know where I stand. We live in hand to mouth. They wanna be somebody, see somebody, try and free somebody. Got a list of demands, written on the palm of my hands. I'm on my list and you gon' know where I stand. We live in hand to mouth, hand to mouth.
Side. always.
That was EOB, otherwise known as Ed O'Brien, with his track Shangri-La on Whoosh. That's Duran Duran Radio with Simon and Caddy. You might wonder how I came across that track.
I sure do.
Well, it so happens that we were working in the same studio as Ed, who, as you know, or as you don't know, is bass player with Radiohead. He was working at the Salt and Battery Studios in Willesden Green, which is the great producer Flood's studio. We were working there with Errol Alcan, and Ed was working with Flood on his new work, and he was kind of coming to the end of his when we were kind of just getting stuck into ours. And he's such a nice man. He's a really nice man, and I just came across this last week, and I think it's not been out for long, has it?
No, it hasn't.
And
Came out in February.
Right, and I listened to it, and I think it's really great work, and I kind of, when people are working in the same studio that you're working, you feel a little bit invested in it already when it comes out. So I did,
yeah.
and I love this track. I think it's really fantastic.
I loved it too. And you know what? This is a great way to roll into some questions, because I thought, it was a lighthearted song. But before I do, I just want to give a special birthday shout out to a listener, an avid listener of Whoosh. Her name is Kate, and she's having a big birthday on June the 11th, I believe. And I just wanted to wish her a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Kate!
Woo!
Whoosh.
Good one. So we have a question. I love this question.
Can I just say, while we're on questions, I'm going to just make a statement.
Yeah.
So for everybody who listens, we've been going back and forth about whoosh, the actual word whoosh,
My fault.
and the way it's not your fault. It's other people who kind of involved with the website and things. And I finally got it spelt the way I like it, which is all capitals, and it's WHOOOSH exclamation mark, and that's my way of spelling it. And I've been saying it and spelling it like that for decades. Maybe I should patent the word.
I was thinking, let's get a trademark on, dude.
I'll leave that up to you. All right. I'll do it. Better get going before this goes on the air.
Oh shoot. Okay. So Kirsten has a question for Simon,
right.
And this is a thinker. So pay attention.
Okay.
You're invited to perform at a charity concert with other musicians with 1 week rehearsal. The catch is you must play an instrument you're not known for. The conductor gives you 2 instruments to pick from, the violin or the vibraphone. So do you channel your inner Itzhak Perlman or your inner Lionel Hampton? And no, you may not trade instruments with anyone else. Thanks for the music, Kirsten.
What are the 2 people's names? Itzhak who?
Well, no, that's beside the point. Do you choose the violin? I knew you did that. The violin or the vibraphone?
The vibraphone every time.
I know it. Woo!
I did actually used to play violin when I was at school, but I know the kind of sound I make on violin, so it's gotta be the vibraphone.
I'm with you on that one. And now we have a question from Jennifer, who says, I have a question for Simon. If you could relive any moment of your career, it's not your life, just your career, in Duran Duran, what would it be?
Oh, not in Duran Duran.
No, in Duran Duran.
Oh, in Duran Duran.
Yeah.
Moment. I'd like to relive the week that I met Yasmin.
Oh, that's so sweet and unexpected. How cute.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was just the most wonderful. It was a beautiful moment, and it came out of it's a long story, and I'm not going to tell the whole story now, but it was kind of like a blind date, but it was arranging the blind date that whole week that led up to the actual date, which was so exciting. And then meeting her was no disappointment. I got to tell you, she was amazing.
Were you in the UK or in a different country?
It was in. I think it was in May. It was in 1984. It was a hot May. It was really hot. Anyway, I'm not going to go into a lot more details. It's just, I've answered the question. Thank you very much.
Very good, very good. So let's jump into our next track, which we both have said might be our favorite of the week. It could be, an artist. Oh, am I going to say this wrong? Jay Bernard. I think that's right. Jay Bernard.
Jay Bernard.
Bernard. Okay.
I would say Jay Bernard.
Okay.
I think he's Swedish. Is he
Swedish?
Belgian. Bernard. That's the only American people say Bernard.
Sorry.
By the way. That's okay. It's fine.
I went to school with a boy named Bernard.
Only English people say Tossa.
Oh, or Core. Core, blimey.
Well,
can you
say it right?
What? Core.
Core.
We should.
We digress, dear. We digress.
We do.
So Jay Bernard.
Yeah.
He's part of a bigger outfit, I think.
He is. He's in a band called Balthazar.
That's right.
And his debut called Running. His solo debut was called Running Days. It was released in 2017, and Wicked Streets just has, I don't know, I was trying to think, does it have like a carnival thing or a circus thing or a marching band thing? It's got something.
Oh, it's got a big instrumental feel, as well as having these huge clean synthesizer sounds. I'm knocked out by it. The sound of this record is absolutely incredible, and to my ears, it's pretty unique.
Awesome.
Really is, yeah. So, well, let's hear it. Here it is. Jay Bernard, and the track is Wicked Streets here on Whoosh.
I was out there with a thirst and hunger. I was out where I could feel much younger. I was kneeling, await some revealing, some release for these worn out knees. It don't matter what you say or do, what you feel, it comes right after you. You've been losing everything, been losing every losing. It don't matter who saved you a seat down these wicked streets. Coming up now through the smoking night air, get your kicks now down these wicked streets where I was shaking and I was preaching over again. Shouldn't come around if you don't want to feel a thing gets under your skin. God knows, unlike anything, it shows what you reap and you did so. It don't matter what you say or do, what you feel, it comes right after you. Been losing everything, been losing every losing. It don't matter who saved you a seat down these wicked streets. It comes right after you.
listening to Duran Duran Radio with Simon Le Bon and Katy Krassner.
Well, we're back. So let's have some questions, Katy.
I have, by the way, I have some for you. Paula says she loves all the songs Simon and Nick Wood write together as Sin, which you can fill listeners in on what Sin is if they don't know. Can you, Paula wants to know if you can tell us a little bit about that side of your work.
Well, Paula, first thing to say is it's not as Sin. Sin is just the foundation, the foundation stone, which myself, Nick Wood, and Yasmin laid way back in the 1980s. I think we sort of instituted it. It's the SYN. It stands for Simon, Yasmin, Nick. Yasmin is she seems to be more like the quiet partner. Thank God for that. And and Nick and I, it's Nick. He works out in Japan. He wanted to go out there to work because he felt very inspired there when he'd visited, and he realized there was a bit of a gap in the market for a sort of Western hookup in Japan. He's worked a lot with Japanese advertising agencies. Sin puts together music for commercials, music for film productions and TV productions. We make collaborations, so we hook up artists with projects in Japan. We worked with Ariana Grande recently and the Final Fantasy franchise. To name but one, and we also, when I go to Japan, I sit down in the studio with Nick and we write music together, and it's the kind of stuff that I could never do in Duran Duran. So we just have a very different approach to writing, songwriting. It's always different when there's two of you rather than 5 of you or 4 of you, as it's become recently. And I absolutely love it. We've made some great records together. We have. I think my favorite one that we've got out at the moment. Well, has anybody heard the story of How? That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Well, maybe we'll play that on WHOOSH sooner or later.
I would like that. You know what before we go on to the next question, you know what my favorite track by Sin is? Or by Simon and Nick? Dream Boy.
Dream Boys. Oh my God, it's such a great chorus, isn't it?
It is, and I used to play it to Tanner when he was a baby.
I always felt that the verse was a little bit not quite up to the standard as the chorus, and I thought I kind of wouldn't mind revisiting that and doing like a remix and slightly rewriting the verse of that song.
Let's do it.
I love it. I love it.
Our next question comes from Eric Vincent, and he has a question that he says he's a fellow musician in Philadelphia. And how did your years singing in the church choir influence your subsequent career as a singer? Particularly, did it help you craft the intricate harmony vocals, an aspect of Duran's music I've always found to be outstanding?
Vincent, yes?
Yeah, Eric Vincent.
Eric Vincent. Eric. Well, I've got to tell you, it was more than a year I was in the choir. I joined when I was about 10, and I pretty much stayed until I was in my 13th year. So it's over 3 years I was in the choir. I really learned to read music in the choir. I'd had piano lessons for years before, and I had violin lessons. I'd never cracked reading music. I always used to listen and learn the tune by ear and then play by ear, and it used to drive my piano teacher, Miss Radner, crazy. But when I went to Pinner Parish Church, St. John the Baptist, Mr. Michael Turvey, who, if you've seen the Duran Duran documentary, There's Something You Should Know, you will know who he is. He taught me to read music, and he taught me to read single line music so that I could sing a melody from sight. So I could he taught me to sight read, which is quite a thing in itself. Now I can't sight read staves of music, but I can sight read a single line. I can still do it. It as regards harmonies, I think I suppose it was my time in the choir that really made me aware of how vocal sections were constructed. And the various different things you could do. So not everybody had to sing a parallel harmony. They could slightly, they could vary the shape of the melody, but still sound great together. Yes, so it was massive for me. Thank you for that question.
We have another question from Joanna that I think is for both of us. And Joanna says, if you could go back and give advice to your 23-year-old self, both personally and professionally, what would you say?
Ooh, I'd have a lot to say. I think a lot of industry things I would have said, be careful with the industry. Try to get your own masters back. Start now. Start now and try and get your own masters back. That's what I'd say. That's
professionally. What would you say to your personal self?
My personal self, 23. Well, I just can't really say on the radio what I would say to myself personally.
Okay, that's fair.
It might be, so let's just leave it at nice pants.
I think if I was to go back and talk to myself at 23, I'd just tell myself that everything was going to work out the way.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah.
That you gotta just let things roll. And
you see, at 23, I was riding high.
Yeah, we were
riding really high.
Yeah,
and there was no question in my mind that it was going to be okay. I knew it was going to be okay.
Right. We had a different experience. Yeah. At 23, I was still living at home.
Yeah. Nice.
You say. So our next track, again, another artist I had never heard of. His name is Hamino.
Right.
And I believe the track is Duran. Would you say that's
Duran? Yes, so Hamino is from Algeria. And in Algeria, there's a very, very strong tradition of popular music. This is, I think they call it Rai or Ray. That's R-A-I.
Right.
In a lot of Arabic countries, there isn't any popular music because obviously in places like Saudi Arabia and some of the more extremely traditional conservative Islamic countries, modern music is really frowned upon. In fact, in some countries, music is frowned upon altogether. So I really wanted to play something with this kind of flavor to it. So I found a couple of things. This is the more authentic of the two.
You know what? That's really interesting that you picked that because I did some research on Rai music. Yeah. And this style of music was created during a period of political turmoil and served a purpose of social and political commentary. So again, it's a perfect choice for this week.
Yes, absolutely. And again, this is an artist who's made some fantastic music, and I almost feel like a bit of a charlatan just playing one track. But then, I'd love to play the whole album. But I'll leave that up to you guys. You should experiment and discover music yourselves. So here it is on WHOOOSH. Check it out. This is Hamino with Duran.
يلحقوني خلص الدين اما ماشي خسارة فيها وجدني دوار زين اما وجدني سول عليها يلحقوني نخلص الدين يا ودي ماشي خسارة اللي نبغيها واش داني دوار زين اما واش
them see the lyrics constructor. Koffee come in like a raptor, and everybody get captured. Play sleep up like helicopter, when them see the lyrical doctor. Koffee acting up the temperature for them see. Me know the man fi but friend me fi enemy. Yo, I first me see people there around me so plenty, but me pocket na empty, me need space so Lord, yeah me see them a watch me to a cop now. Must see to me a beating for lockdown. Sitting in a the bed, ni picking in the century. A drench me, but for me fire go blaze. And I see him way, so me see the enemy a protest. Whoa, and him could come the closest. No, I can feel still I do the mostest. I want me to put in the work and trust the process. Oh, yes, that's how we grind right now. Coffee with the prime time flow. Time for we accumulate the kinds I know. Me say, Jah give me the signs like, whoa, Koffee come in like a raptor, and everybody get captured. Play sleep up like helicopter, when them see the lyrics constructor. Koffee come in like a raptor, and everybody get captured. Play sleep up like helicopter, when them see the lyrical doctor. Tell them to give me no limit. No, them say Koffee but you a whole midget. Girl, but when me spit lyrics me don't fidget with it. Show did it, goal with it like me goal dig it. Bro, me find him ready. Me not tell her from me was a child, me ready. The God want me serve me same time, you see. My highly blessed so you can't spoil me, baby, you can't pile me, me see me too profound. Kill them with the verbs and with the pronouns. When me come around, lift up the whole town. Anyone me show up is a showdown. Yo, every African crew a bubble hotter than stew. We still not build until the Vatican slew. Me we hold still until the coffee turn blue. Tell them go and chill until the coffee done brew. Koffee come in like a raptor, and everybody get captured. Play sleep up like helicopter, when them see the lyrics constructor. Koffee come in like a raptor, and everybody get captured. Play sleep up like helicopter, when them see the lyrical doctor. Koffee come in like a raptor. Koffee come in. Koffee come in like a raptor.
You're listening to Whoosh with Simon and Caddy on Duran Duran Radio. That was Koffee with Rapture. She's a British artist. I have to say a little shout out to my friends Sidnea Grant and her daughter Rebecca Bavin, because I know they're big fans of this artist. And when I was sitting out in the garden playing it the other day. Naya came running out of our house shouting, "I love this artist!" So a little shout out to her.
I didn't think I was going to like this song. I don't know why. It wasn't that I wasn't going to give it a chance, but I was like, maybe not. Anyway, I love the song, so poo on me.
Good.
And I have two facts on Koffee, whose real name is Michaela Simpson.
Right.
She is from Jamaica, and she opened for Harry Styles on some dates on his North American tour, which is pretty cool. And Rapture won a Grammy Award, making Koffee the youngest person at 19 years old and the only woman to be awarded the Best Reggae Album Grammy.
Wow, that's amazing.
How
I thought
cool
we
is that?
I thought we weren't allowed to play Grammy winners on this show. Oh well,
I won't tell anyone if you don't.
Okay, yeah, I know. I think it's amazing. I mean, but to me, this is. I know she's Jamaican, but it sounds so English to me. This stuff. There's a vibe to it that's pure London, southeast London. I love it. I think it's fantastic music. Well, that's incredible. We seem to have very quickly come to the end of our radio show, Caddy.
I don't like how fast this is moving.
No, me too. It's extraordinary. It's extraordinary. So we're going to play two tracks. We're going to wrap the show now. And we're going to play 2 tracks. We're going to play one track that I'm going to announce, and there will be a bonus track coming up after that by one of the artists who we've played previously in the show. Bet you can't guess who it is. So I think this has been great fun, Caddy. I'm enjoying this so much, and we hope you are too. That's me and the listeners, Caddy. We all hope that you're enjoying it too, as much as we are.
It's the highlight of my week, sort of, totally, truly, because my week is spent doing many things that I don't enjoy as much as I enjoy this. So I look, and I also really like you, Simon, in a way, because you're always working on music, and because I'm not only working in general and then trying to raise 2 little kids, I don't have a whole lot of time to listen to new music. So you're giving me a gift each week by turning me on to this stuff. And for the most part, I'm just really, really excited and blown away by every song.
Well, I got to tell you something. And that if the truth is that for every track we play on this radio show, I probably listen to about 30 songs for every single one. Because you've got to find good stuff. There's a lot of stuff out there which is so-so. I only want to play the really good stuff.
Well, I appreciate that you take so much time, and I know that you do take so much time in curating each week, and how lucky we all are.
We're all lucky. We're all lucky that we've got one big, massive, great, wonderful thing in common, and that is the love of music. We are music lovers. We are. So, all you music lovers out there, we're going to go out. We're going to play you out with a band called Acid Arab. This is a collaboration with Sofiane Saïda, and they're quickly about them. They're a French Acid Arab are like a French outfit, and they wanted to bring Arabic music to the masses, to particularly to French people, I would imagine. And I think with this track, they've done a great job. Here they are, signing out on this one. This is La Hafla.
الجار وديري مزية محلى نساك راني كولي زاد عليا الهم والحمادية كي ندير نشوفك راكي طولي يا ماما ويا ماما شاطرة غي في الخرجات حواس اللوطويات يا ماما ويا ماما شاطرة غي في الخرجات حواس اللوطويات يا فاطمة بنت الجار وديري مزية محلى نساك راني كولي زاد عليا الهم والحمادية كي ندير نشوفك راكي طولي يا ماما ويا ماما شاطرة غي في الخرجات حواس اللوطويات يا ماما ويا ماما شاطرة غي في الخرجات حواس اللوطويات جاوبت عليا مولات الحزام وعطاتني رونديفو في لاكورنيش البحر هايج وهرن في اللي شافا هاد الليلة محدة نساها جاوبت عليا مولات الحزام وعطاتني رونديفو في لاكورنيش البحر هايج وهرن في اللي شافا هاد الليلة محدة نساها يا ماما ويا ماما شاطرة غي في الخطلات حواس اللوطويات يا ماما ويا ماما شاطرة غي في الخطلات حواس اللوطويات سنتي حفلة صار ليالي وعاودتي تبديت على الجيل حتى كان الحال قلبي زير كي ندير يا مولاي هادشي راه تبقي حفلة صار ليالي وعاودتي
just go away. I'm giving God the glory, say I feel to stand here, tell my story. Some people claim they know me, them no even know half of her story. Studio rats, I count on flats. I pray to the Lord that she gets my path. And I spending my days working harder, using my brain, working smarter. So divide the national more and divide the national cake. Chop your own, chop my own. Everybody chop, they go. See, I divide the national more and divide the national cake. Chop your own, and I chop my own. See, everybody chop, they go. I didn't come here to suffer. Me, I came to enjoy. I just wanna enjoy. I need more bread and butter, 'cause I came to enjoy. Me, I wanna enjoy. So far, no, don't come yet, don't come my way. So far, no, feel leave yet, just go away. So far, no, don't come yet, don't come my way. So far, no, feel leave yet, just go away. See, I came from Abuja, and I ended up in Giddy. And I called up my daddy, said his baby's leaving. He said, lady, please don't do this. There are wolves out in the jungle. Lady, please don't do this. But I pray for you, please stay humble. I didn't come here to